at it for another episode of Word on the Block. We are going to invite to you guys, Uni to me. Let's see what we have going on. Come on, girl, come in this room. I need to see all your face, all your energy. Come on, Instagram. Don't let us down. My goodness. Every single time. Okay, let's see. I think it's going to happen. I think you're going to just come right on in and I'm going to see your beautiful face. There we go.
Listen,
There we go.
we gonna get it together. Hi,
I miss
what's
you.
going on?
First of all, where are you at in the world before we jump into any conversation? Where are you tuning
Um,
in from?
I'm in Dorado. I'm in
Oh,
Dorado, Puerto Rico.
ooh, PR. We love it. We
I
love it.
love Puerto Rico. I absolutely love it. I've been here 3 times this year already for work, but I like the last time I was here, bought a piece of jewelry. I made it permanent. Like this is like almost a
Silly.
third home. The people are beautiful, kind. The food is amazing. Hospitality is amazing. Vibes, music, colors on the building, all the things.
Oh my God. And I'm
So,
sure it's like you're giving yes, of course. I mean, really, anywhere you go, you give yes. Okay, before we jump in, you need
okay.
to just go ahead and give yourself your introduction. Who
Okay.
do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Well, I'm Eunice Bashti. That's what my mom and my daddy named me. But affectionately, my close friends, people I work with, chosen family call me Uni. Um, I I'm in fashion. I've done fashion, business development. Right now, I'm in the luxury hospitality industry, which has been a cool pivot. At first, not something that was my favorite, but I've grown to love it. It's amazing what your skills are applied to once you just try. So entered
Mhm.
this industry and was just like, it's not for me. Doing it in Miami, there's a hotel on every corner. It's not really for me. But luxury is luxury. It's what I know. It's what I've been doing for now 18 years. It's crazy.
It's who you are.
It's who I am. It's who I am. So it's just been a really easy transition. But
um,
yeah, that's me. Daughter of a king, the king,
Becky,
Jesus Christ.
hello.
Um, a sister, a friend, a survivor, all of the things. So yeah, that's me.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's you.
Yes.
I was telling the people like we go back. I was trying to think like this, like how long ago it was. I just
Mela.
remember, we had very colorful days in Chicago.
Yes. I don't know if I could call you Samela or if I call you Mela,
Yeah,
because
go
that's
ahead, because
that's what I know.
right, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And
Go
so
ahead,
when
go
you
ahead.
said I don't know how long we go back, I said Mela. Um, at least
Exactly.
15, 20, 15, 18 years.
Yeah,
My
18.
cousin is your best friend's best friend. We
Mm-hmm.
met that way. We
Mm-hmm.
were bopping 20s around the city, living life, trying to figure out, our steps. And look at us now. You are a accomplished founder of multiple companies. We've worked together on smaller projects,
Sure.
and I'm just really happy to be here with you and share all of this.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
goodness.
it go back to like, stilettos with platforms,
Hello.
Beyonce in a club,
In the club, tearing it up,
tearing it
really
up.
though. And I think I'm pretty sure I have this one for sure picture of us. Oh my goodness, we were tearing it up, but who would have known?
Right.
Look at us now,
Yes. Yes.
living our
Yes.
best bleisure life. Like, I mean,
Yes.
but you really out here just, adding another name to bleisure. So we'd have to get all in the details, but
Yes.
maybe we
Yes.
should, what is your career background, like where did you start becoming your true self?
Well, my career background, it starts at home. I'm fourth generation tailor, seamstress. My father is a tailor. He's still alive. My grandfather was a tailor. Aunts, great uncles. Everyone has, been in the industry. Cutters, craftsmen, pattern makers. So
Um,
I've seen this since a little girl. My first memories are of a orange kind of plastic box, and it was on the top shelf of our laundry closet, and it was like the treasure chest. Like if I could get up the five shelves to get to the top and get to this box, I will find so many different kind of buttons, and
um,
buttons just kind of started like this obsession with details. Some of them, were tortoise. Some of them were gold. Some of them had a sailboat on them. And you just, all of these different components go with something. But as a little kid, you're just like,
mhm,
just a kid in a little toy box. But it began there, and then went on to school, and then my father opened up his own tailor shop, and I was just like, I want to work in the tailor shop. You were 16. And he's like, look, if you work in the tailor shop, you're going to work. So I swept the floors. I cleaned the sewing machines. I made sure the iron was, cleaned at the end of the night, folded all of the materials up. So when
wow.
I tell you, like, it started from childhood, and then you see your dad bring home, suiting projects, and you're like, what are you working on? Like, I'm working on this pastor's suit or this politician's suit. So it's always been around me since I was a kid. And then, after graduating from high school, my dad started to make my suits. So then my first interviews were in custom suits. Like, so you just like,
Stop playing with me. What'd you say?
you're just like, yeah, like, of course. But it became a thing. It was, in my family, it's our identity, it's who we are. Like, we are a suited family.
Mhm,
So it really just became kind of my jacket, if you will.
mhm,
And the way that I saw myself in the world was just very customized, specially made. And I think it really kind of curated the way that I show up in my profession.
yeah.
To go on, I've done every job. I mean, always in fashion initially before now,
Mhm,
but I've worked every role from, backstock girl, call in, seasonal, to assistant manager, supervisor, buyer, work myself up to my promotion, which landed me in Miami through Kate Spade, which was a really great opportunity to open up stores on cruise lines and to run the store out of Boca. So it was like my first official, like, huge responsibility.
mhm,
Um, and then working with such brands, I was very challenged. I was challenged by a lot of my leaders, to be
mhm.
honest. I had some really great leaders that spoke life into me, had some
Wow.
really hard conversations with me, and just really helped to kind of groom who I am as a
Mhm,
professional now.
mhm,
But
mhm.
yeah, I think it kind of started from there. I don't know if that kind of lands us where we are
Girl.
now, but I've always had that entrepreneur spirit. And so after like leaving the retail world, after a while, and I think anyone that's worked retail management, you get tired,
Absolutely.
it runs its course.
Absolutely.
Some people take a break from it for some years, come back to it.
Mhm,
So for me, I met a wonderful young lady. Her name is Sika Simsh. I credit her to this day to be, someone that's been super pivotal in taking my just field management role and really kind of moving it into an international brand business manager.
mhm.
Her brand is based out of Peru, and I
Wow.
just had some really great opportunities to travel with her, work very closely with her. I adore her to this day. We have a really great relationship. She's a mentor of mine.
Mhm,
Um, and so it just really opened my lens. Like, okay, so not only am I a daughter of generational tailors,
yeah.
okay, I've done a management thing. now I can go overseas and do this. They
Mm,
respect me over here. My skill set fits over here.
mm.
So you just really kind of get comfortable in like, all right, God, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm.
All right, so let's
Say
do
less.
it.
Say less.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And every time you show up, babe, like there's not a room that you walk in, you don't have to say a word, but everybody knows you're there. You have arrived. It's
Oh,
like
that's the
there
best
she is.
feeling.
She like you have arrived, and you don't even. And you're so humble and so like have such grace about yourself. I mean,
Oh,
it's clearly on brand. It's clearly on brand.
thank
You
you.
know, it's on brand. But I just love watching you do your thing, and I've seen you, like you said, wear multiple hats, and every one of them look good on you, babe. From real life, like from real
Real
life hats,
life
like
hats.
real life hats. Like
Yes,
I've
because the
seen
hat game is on point. I'm bundled up today. But shout out to Dutch. The look, the hats.
the
People know me in Miami from my fedoras. Like that's all I
literally.
wore for the last 2 or 3 years that I was there. And so it became my signature too. So that was really cool. Like you also, to your point, don't really know who's watching you. You're like, they're like, you're the girl in the hat. I'm like, yeah, that's me, you know? But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you told us that work has landed you in PR. So before you tell the details, when I lived in St. John, a lot of people are surprised the fact that I lived in St. John, the U.S. Virgin Islands, for like a year and a half.
Hmm.
But one
Hmm.
of the things that we used to do, we can catch a 45-minute flight from St. Thomas
Okay.
to San Juan.
Okay.
We would go for like shopping. We would go for dinner because the island is, it's an island. It's reserved.
Yes.
It's reserved.
Yes.
We would go
Yes.
to party. We would go shopping. We would stay at the really cute hotels, go to the beach. And when I tell you, I'm like, this is the life that I deserve.
It's the life.
So, so tell us about the life that you are living in PR. Where are
Yeah.
you based at?
I'm still kind of based out of Miami, so
No
I
matter.
moved home.
Ooh.
Again, Miami ran its course. Love Miami to death. Palm trees, beach life, all the
Oh, the
things.
thing.
I miss my people. I needed to go back home, so I moved back home in October of last year.
Mhm.
Kind of really didn't really settle until maybe January. As you know, it's like that back and forth of closing things out, starting things new.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but I'm in Miami about a week out of a month.
Okay.
So I'm in
Okay.
Chicago 3 weeks, in Miami a week out of the month. I'm in PR. So my territory that I cover is from Key Biscayne to Fort Lauderdale originally.
Okay.
And so I
Okay.
moved around in the company
Okay.
and I've kind of landed myself in a sales director position. Um, which Puerto Rico is so close to Miami, so it's kind of a part of that
Oh.
territory. And just for a second, I want to say,
Mm, mm, mm.
it's about 2 years ago, some things moved around in my personal life.
Mhm.
And I remember having a prayer of God, expand my territory, not knowing what I'm praying for. Expand my territory, Lord,
Mm,
help me to forgive. Um, Lord, increase my faith,
mhm.
and all of these things have happened. And it didn't hit me until like last year that I was like, I did say the word territory. So first of all, you got to be careful what you pray for.
You better be
But you
careful.
also, he gave it to me, and I'm super grateful. But um,
Mm,
Puerto
mm,
Rico is a
mm.
part of that. But since taking that sales director role, I also assist, hire, train for Turks and Caicos. We have some operations in Colorado, South Carolina, um, Amelia Island, Jacksonville, Naples, Sarasota.
Girl,
It's
girl, girl, girl. See, this is
so
exactly what took me so long to have you on here. I just needed to like warm up and make sure I was ready for you because you are literally living the epitome of the bleisure lifestyle, right? And in my mind, that is like God's abundance for us. He does
yeah,
not want us to be on a hamster wheel, stressed
absolutely,
out all the
absolutely,
time. He
absolutely.
had to remind me, like, I'm the God of the world, right? So wherever you go, regardless of where you go, you will find me, babe. So go ahead and see all the beautiful things that I've created and that
Yep.
I want you to experience.
Yep.
And you can do it from the comfort of working,
You know,
traveling.
it's so true. And not only that, but he not only wants you to see it, but he's already prepared the hearts of those that will receive you. It's just
Say that.
like, you know,
Say that.
you feel like I remember interviewing for this job again. I did not know if this was going to be a good fit at the time. I just knew because of what was happening in my personal life, I needed to change. I needed to transition. I wanted something different, not necessarily in my field. Again, I fell into this. And the two leaders that I work under, I must say, are two of the hardest working men. Um,
Mm,
that I, young men that I know,
mhm,
well, not know,
mhm,
but just in this specific industry that care about luxury hospitality, really care about service.
mhm.
And so, for them to meet me, we come from two different worlds. Culturally, we're completely different. But they saw me and they were like, we don't know what you're going to do,
But you're not leaving here.
but we're going to hire you. So we're going to give you, the small territory in
My
Miami, which was just the
God.
beach.
Woo!
It was just supposed to be, Ritz Carlton, South Beach, Fountain Blue, Ritz Carlton, Bell Harbor. But now it's grown into, you know, South Carolina, Turks and Cake. I mean, just wherever they're opening. Um,
Mm,
and so
mm.
I think that it just really speaks to you gotta just take the chance. And I didn't want to stay. Like in all confident, all confidentiality.
Yes, yes, yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
I didn't want to stay. I
But
knew
you
I was
open
just
up
like,
your
this is what I'm gonna
heart.
do. Right.
Yeah,
This is what I'm gonna do for the time being. And it has grown on me. It pushes me, there's still a
absolutely.
hamster wheel a little bit, in certain
Yeah,
seasons. Christmas comes around. It's just
absolutely.
it's what it is. But
Absolutely.
it's the ebb and flow of the business, and I love it. I love, the team that I work with. I'm really passionate people, but it has a lot to do with you just taking the steps, relinquishing control, um,
Yes. Yes.
staying open, really staying open, because there was a little piece standing in front of me, and when that piece moved, it was just like, so what if you would have left a month ago? Well, you wouldn't have been here. And I really had no legitimate reason to leave. It just wasn't my thing. But
Absolutely.
just stay the course and really kind of own, your own skill and your ability to get things done. Um, and it's gonna all work out. So it's all worked out, and it's landed me here in Puerto Rico for 3 days. So I'm here for an event for a client for
Okay.
3 days.
Okay. But even before it landing you in Puerto Rico, you landed you in the role that you're in because you showed up
Yeah.
authentically yourself. They knew whatever's gonna happen, you're gonna be part of it
Yes. Yes.
because you showed up as yourself.
Yes.
You did not shrink. And oftentimes we think when we are transitioning, when we are doing something outside of our comfortability or our wheelhouse, we think I can't do it. But like we don't serve a I can't do it type of God, you know?
No.
So if
No.
if he can do all things and you are with him, all things can
Yes.
be done with you if you just
Absolutely.
get in agreement and you showed up, showed out, and got
I showed
showed up,
I,
showed
I
out. And
showed up. I showed up with faux locks, bamboo earrings. I was just like, if they take me, they take me. And I mean, not caring, but just really like, I'm not gonna straighten my hair. I'm not
authentically
gonna,
you.
yeah, like you have to just really show up, and people appreciate that.
Mhm.
They really care about you being your true self. They want to know your story. It is a lot of times it's really the story. It's the way you start your story is just how you show up. They're like, so where are you from? Like, what is it about you?
Mhm.
And so then there's another way for you to connect. So
Absolutely. I agree with that. Like, and fashion is one of those things that beats you into the room.
Yep.
Right? Like as you enter, people want to know who you are because how you show up, how you operate, how you're dressed, how you
Yes.
present yourself. They don't even need to know your name. You haven't even opened up
Mm-hmm.
your mouth yet, but
Mm-hmm.
your appearance, your energy, it speaks for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is real.
Yep.
And like you can't fake that. That's not something that you can and most of the time when you show up as your most authentic self,
Mm-hmm.
it gives everybody else permission to also be themselves.
Absolutely.
If I
Absolutely.
give you space to be you, you give me space to be me, we operating from our best selves, so what can't we do? Nobody
Absolutely.
has to feel boxed in or like it is a
It
gift. It's a gift, and
is.
that's why I refuse to not be my full, colorful yet conundrum self because I mean what they say, the girls that get it, and that goes for guys
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely. Samala, I just want to say though, you are an inspiration. Anyone that I know that knows you just has so many amazing things to say about you, even outside of friendship, just like as a partner, a go get it. And I mean, you've been an inspiration to me in moments of Mella, what should I do?
What we
Like, should
doing?
I go with
But
this
what we
or
doing, girl? What we
yeah,
doing?
like how should I go about it? And so I think, even this invitation here for me to have a conversation, which I've not done this in probably 5 years.
And
And I
you
wouldn't do
look
it.
like
I
you're
wouldn't,
doing it.
I wouldn't have it any other way but to do it with you. But it allows me to, practice, show up because I know it's going to be easy with you, but you are inspiration to me. And,
Oh, thank
um, if just I could take a moment to say thank you for that, for this opportunity and invitation to do that. I
you.
really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. And it's an excuse for me to always want to talk to you and be in your business. Because we be so busy, like we always like supporting each other, rooting for each other, sliding each other
Yep.
DMs. But like to have this opportunity, because again, first of all, when you build relationships, you don't know where it's going to take you
Hmm.
to. We've seen so each other in so many
Yep.
phases. I
Yep.
remember when I was leaving for New York, and girl, I was like, oh no, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. I just know that I got the call, and I'm just going to follow. And
Hmm.
it rerouted me back to Chicago as well. And I tell
Hmm.
this story all the time
Yep.
because people need to understand. First of all, don't be out here saying you're spiritual and then think God not gonna do disrupt what you thought it was gonna be, because that's a whole
Absolutely.
different story. But
Absolutely.
I in the midst of leaving Miami, shutting down stuff, closing down leases, giving away stuff, selling stuff, just shutting down the life after 11 years of being there,
Yep.
in my mind, I'm headed to New York. Well, that led me to sleeping on air mattresses and sofas for 183
Yeah.
days. And guess what I did not do? Give up,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I know that this is what I agreed to. And
Listen,
guess what? Life has been, I'm telling you, I tell everybody now, I have like a manifested miracle list because
girl,
I cannot,
we ain't catch up. So that's the update. Girl, yes.
a manifested miracle list that
I love that.
I can't even wrap my mind around. It's expensive. Your yes is expensive.
Yes.
But the return on investment for that yes is like absolutely worth it, because living a life that you know does not make you happy, that you know that you can excel in, it's going to come at a cost because you are giving up the old you to
Hmm.
come into the new you. And
Hmm.
so I know all those, I know exactly. Just, yes. So do we
Yes.
want to let you chime in on
How,
that, or do
how,
we have to,
how
you want
many
to go
times do
somewhere
you
else?
gotta die? Like, I feel like,
I
you
know it's
know,
like death is part of this. Okay, God. Look, the memes that be like me praying that I'm
you,
not one of God's strongest soldiers this
you
year.
know what? I was in a beautiful group. Um, maybe a month ago. Was
Hmm.
invited by a really good friend of mine. Her name is Sierra. She did a woman's um, kind of celebration of women and giving them their flowers. And one of the young ladies says something. We were talking, it's so funny. You come together and you think you're going to network and talk about your business and all the things. No, we talked about Jesus. We talked about healing. We talked about how do you transition? Like, how do you arrive to the place that and you're thinking, you're already not even thinking, you're already in a room full of accomplished women that are still
Mm,
on a journey. And she said,
mm,
every
mm,
day you have to ask yourself, did what parts of me die today? We really should be shedding parts of us daily. Now, for me, it's always been kind of a little traumatic, came with some decisions I didn't want to make, had to leave some people you didn't want to leave, and that feels like death. But if you are regularly doing that, and the word and just how you are speaking to yourself, parts of you that are just not useful for your future, and it's dying every day, then I think this death that or these sacrifices that we have to give up to get to the next level won't feel so impacted. And that's why a person like you can do 183 days, because you may have you did so many other sacrifices for 11 years of being in Miami, and before then
mhm,
and before then.
mhm, mhm.
So, but I can say that that transition does, it takes a
Girl,
toll. And I think
girl.
this is a really great segue into kind of like um
Mhm, mhm.
the boss babe and
Yes,
flight.
yes.
It's
Tell
boss
us
babe and
all
flight,
about
boss babe plus flight, however people want to do
it.
it.
Mhm. We
But
understand what it is.
yes, last no 2 years ago, I went on my very first solo trip. It was
Okay.
after a very, hard time, and I really just I was challenged by someone. Have you ever gone on a trip by yourself? No, because I've always been a partner, right? So you never really travel by yourself. I traveled by myself. I flew from Miami to
Mhm,
Paris, flew from Paris to Switzerland,
mhm,
northern Switzerland. Did a woman's retreat, silence and silence for 4 days. Left there, went to Zurich, left Zurich, went back to Miami. Um, During that time was probably one of the first times that I was in solitude already practicing solitude, because what was happening in my life, I just couldn't
mhm,
understand it.
mhm, mhm,
There would be periods I'll call a girlfriend and I'm like, I'm going 30 days, guys. My location is on. I'm going 30 days without talking. I need to be done.
mhm,
I was, good on work. I had
mhm.
just left a job, and this is before I started this job, just asking, what am I supposed to be doing? During that time, I talked so much to God. Like, yeah, I pray. But no, it's like, all right, Lord, where's the bus stop? Lord,
Hi.
Lord, what does that sign say? And it's just like the casual talk. It goes from asking God, requesting Him, requesting things, to just a regular conversation dialogue.
Mhm,
And so,
mhm,
it's just kind of really opened me up to start to write. And but and during that time, he's just like, but you've been writing forever. Go in your notes, right? On this trip, I'm going in my notes. I go back 2015. I've been writing letters to myself, to this audience that I envisioned that I would have,
Well,
writing spiritual, like, daily practices, writing down my darkest thoughts, writing
well.
down promises that I know, like, just writing. And they've been in my notes for all of these years. So for the last 2 or 3 years, I've become more constructive or constructed in how I write, and
Mhm,
just
mhm, mhm,
giving them categories, and really kind of just filtering them through, making them more concise.
mhm,
Does that really say what I heard God said to me? Okay,
mhm,
let me pin that one.
mhm,
It's not necessarily that I need to put in a caption right away,
mhm,
but does this
mhm.
really portray what he wants me to say? Does this really represent me? Is this only just me in the season? So the whole
Mhm.
idea of this is like, yes, I'm a boss babe. Yes, I'm going to be on flights, but it's really just a journal, and a walking of seeing the places, but also the conversations that I'm having, the conversations we should be having with ourselves, and just really encouraging women to start traveling. Don't wait on your friends to travel.
Woo!
I think that I've, after that 2013, I've probably taken maybe 13 trips by myself, 12 or 13 trips alone. And I love hanging out with my girlfriends. Don't get me wrong, girls trips is amazing, but just getting up and go, and even if it's just one town over, get on a flight by yourself, check in by yourself, go. Doesn't necessarily have to be out of the country, but I promise you it teaches you something by yourself. When you go to a pool by yourself, you have dinner by yourself, you are making reservations, you're doing entertainment for yourself, right? You're
Absolutely.
moving at your own beat. And so outside of that, I'm a fashion girl. I'm not really a content girl, but I'm learning to just keep it very natural, just like I am every day, and not really make it complicated. Um, and then just really, I'm doing it on the go. So like whatever y'all getting it, if it's an Uber, and it's so funny, like headed here, I'm just like in the Uber, like putting on my makeup, like, okay, when I get there, I gotta check in, I gotta do some emails, I need to do my things. Well, that's what we're gonna get, but we're gonna talk. And it's gonna be, authentic conversation. So, Boss Babe in a Flight is really just, a journal of a girl, and I hope that it connects with other people. I will be talking about any and everything that comes to my heart. But I just to put a pin in it, it's over 2,000 notes in there, and so like bits and pieces of things, or they'll come out. I don't know how often. I am also, a girl living a life, managing businesses, but I am making this a priority because it's a part of my healing to stop being in
Yes.
hiding. Um, and so I'm really excited about it.
It's, first of all, it's absolutely going to resonate because real recognize real.
Yeah.
First. Second, people have been waiting on you to show up to do it
Girl. Oh,
because when you do it, you show it's possible for other people to
yes.
do it. When you
Yes.
share your truth,
Yes.
literally it's going to heal somebody else's
Yeah.
scars. It's going to heal somebody else's things. So you're right. Like in being organically you, it's going to resonate the best because nobody can do you like you can do you, babe. It's going
Absolutely.
to it's going to do what it needs to do,
Yeah.
especially because you're following God.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna, and I mean, we are in a time now where it is extremely important. On the last word on the block, another travel founder and I were talking about how while we have the luxury of building a travel company,
Mm-hmm.
we have the burden of ensuring that our stories are
Okay.
told
Okay.
because the masses, you don't see the Black stories as it relates to culture, as it relates to
Mm-hmm.
history, as it relates to our struggle, right?
Okay.
And so you saying this on literally, that was last week's
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
about why these travel stories have to be told.
Yeah.
Our voices have to be captured because simply by you doing that, I can only imagine the DMs, the messages, the conversations that's going to happen. Girl, I booked my first trip because you
Listen.
said so. But then, like, I'm manifesting it with you. I already see it. It's already done. The people are going to show up and do things because Uni told them to do it. Because Uni showed up as her authentic
Yeah.
self. Because Uni shared her story.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
don't help that Uni flies ever. So, I mean, who can trust somebody who's fly
Yeah.
about their
Yes.
business and
Yes.
authentic? Like, I
Yes.
mean, it's like a triple threat. So you're right. It's
Yes.
cool. I love the way you described it. I love the way that you it's going to do
Yeah.
a lot of amazing things. I can feel it and I can't. So
Mhm.
wait, how do we follow the journey? Like, is this
The
going to be
journey has
interviews
just
and
begun.
blog?
It's just begun. I've swept some things
Yes,
out of the way.
yes,
Gotta
yes, yes.
gotta
Oh,
clear the path.
hello.
So it's just begun. I'm trying to, not even trying, I'm deciding how it should come out. It's definitely going to live a lot in my stories. My
Mhm.
personal travels will kind of just speak a lot. I think right now, to your point, it's a lot of introduction. Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you
Mhm,
going? What?
mhm, mhm, mhm.
In the midst of, okay, while I'm there, it's just everything works together in this
Everything,
timing. But
everything.
now that I'm in this place and wanting to share, I work with a team of photographers. Everywhere I go, there's a photographer.
And everywhere you go.
So
So you fly
I'm
and then
like,
for a photo
so
shoot.
they're like, Uni, let's take those pictures. Like, they're very much that. Like, what are you doing? So, but it's interesting because I've been with this company for a year and a half, and over the last year and a half, it's been all connecting. You know, Joe Schmo, how's your mom? How's everything? How's the baby? Connecting, connecting, connecting. Not intentional, but I've somehow built some kind of emotional currency that allows me to really, utilize this as a component in this storytelling. And again, you just got to take the step and really honestly take appreciation of what's around you. I think sometimes we don't always appreciate it. We see it for what it is. It's a tool, it's a job, but like really take inventory. Like what's really around you, who's really around you. And so there are a few photographers that like, how long are you here? Can you like dip off in between those two events? Can we do some photos? So I'm trying to figure out exactly how it's all coming through. I'm just really overjoyed and just like
You living.
grateful.
You living.
I'm living.
You're
Oh,
living, and you're
living.
living your
Yeah.
life,
Uh-huh.
the life that you deserve, the life that you've been manifesting.
Yeah.
You are living it on your own
Yeah.
terms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so. First of all, I'm excited just because my friend is like living her best life, but it is so needed. The story in general, right? Like how the transition. But think about this: just because you showed up unsure for a role that
Yeah.
you thought maybe not,
Yeah.
and look at the doors that it is organically opening, the
Opening.
positioning that it's organically, and then how it's helping you tell the story that you're like.
Tell my story. It's so wild. It's crazy.
Are we
Like even still
Bagel twins?
me, like oh yeah. Even still, I'm like, obviously this is my vision and I have so many thoughts, but like there are just some things you don't have to think about.
It's just
I
it's just
prepared a table before you. Like the table has been set. It doesn't matter
they're waiting on you to
who's in
arrive.
front of, but the table has been set. And so I'm just really grateful.
Mm.
Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm
It-
like,
it-
I see this stuff, and here's the other thing about all of this. I see yeah, okay, fly girl, well dressed. That's just my personal style. It's not everybody's personal style. I'm not that girl. I'm not that girl. I'm just me, and like whatever. When I see these pictures, I'm like, who's that girl? Wait,
Mhm,
wait,
mhm. You
what?
see you,
You
you
see
see
different. You see
you.
you different because maybe because of the shooter and the shooter you've already connected. It's just like it all works together. And
Oh my
so
goodness. All because you showed up
all because
authentic in you.
all because you showed up authentically.
And it's just happening. That is literally like I can't scream it enough that you deserve whatever life you desire.
Yes.
So if you desire it, you deserve it.
But
And if you deserve it, there's nothing stopping
I
you from getting it. Go
agree.
get it.
I agree completely. But I also think you deserve the life that you can't even fathom.
You can't even
Because
process.
like I think desire comes from, it feels like it comes from something familiar. Like, okay, I could touch it, I could taste it, which is great for manifestation, which I need to practice more of. I want to practice more of because I see the results and friends. But I think also manifestation is faith.
Yes,
It all
a
works
thousand
together.
percent. A
But
thousand
I
percent.
think that even what you is unfathomable.
It's, I couldn't even see
I
this for myself.
couldn't even see this for myself.
I had no way of knowing
Pause.
that this
It
was a
just hit
thing.
me. I forgot. I said, so I was visiting a friend, her baby, she had a birthday party for her baby, and I was so sad that I had to pop into Chicago, go to the baby little party and get back on the plane, get back to Miami so fast. And I remember getting on the plane and I crossed my legs and I was like, God, I just really want a job where I'm on a plane like that I can just come and go and see my friends, and family. And I wrote this in a journal one day, but it just hit me right now
Mm.
that that's also like even those silent prayers that you pray, they matter. Say them.
Say
He
them.
say them
And believe that you
and
deserve to access
believe,
them.
and then it turns into believing to you. You can deserve to access
Uh-huh.
them because we all should have them. But say them. You know,
It's real.
it's just so good.
It's so
It's so
it's so
good.
real, and it seems simple when we say
Exactly.
it, but
Exactly.
it's a lot of like oneness. Like you have to know who you are so
Mm-hmm.
that you can know what you want to give
Mm-hmm.
yourself space to actually attain it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
but ooh, I
Yes.
literally just watched a video and the lady was saying how um I think she said something like, ask God to reveal to you the things that He wants for you,
Mm.
or like the things that you can't even process because
Mm-hmm.
it's real. Like some
Mm-hmm.
stuff, I thought, oh, it's the pictures when you like what you ask God for, it's a flower,
Mm-hmm.
but then when He gives you the bouquet, like
Mm-hmm.
it's literally those things. And when you get out of your own way, you can access bouquets. You can access multiple
Absolutely.
bouquets. You can
Absolutely.
access people throwing a bouquet at you. You can access
Absolutely.
ordering a bouquet. Like,
Absolutely. What kind of
and this is what
flowers
I'm
you want?
claiming. Look, this is what I'm claiming in our future. I know I'm claiming it in my future. And if you
Yes.
put in agreement, this
Yes.
is our
I'm
future.
absolutely in agreement. Absolutely in agreement. I want all the bouquets.
Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. So, Boss Bait plus flight or in a flight
Yeah.
is getting ready. So,
It's getting
have
ready.
you officially launched or
No, I
where are
haven't
you at?
officially launched. Actually, you guys, your community are the first to know.
This is
I
good.
literally just really kind of released everything, so it's super, super duper new. Meaning new to the world. But there's more coming. I don't. I think there could be some things out. My goal is to do it. I have to set a goal twice a week to write something and make sure that I'm present. But I'm just also asking God, because I was looking at a graph on how do you create change. And the first thing is an idea. And then you have to also change your daily behaviors. And so I'm just
Mhm,
asking God to help me with that. But right now
mhm,
it's scheduled twice a week. So formally twice a week, but I just really wanted to just bleed out of me. I want to wake up and just like I don't need to practice writing this. I'm just gonna put it out there because this is what I hear and I hear it clearly. So also, I want to cut out the noise of everything else so that there's no distraction and that when I can hear, I can put out exactly what is supposed to be said. Not in perfection. I'm not trying to be perfect, but in accuracy, something that represents me and also connects with other people, hopefully, at the same time. So I would say twice a week. Definitely looking at, a platform to put all of these like long letters on. I think social media is definitely going to have the briefer versions, a lot of picture storytelling, um, a lot of storytelling in my stories. So if you don't follow me and you would love to join kind of this flight, you want to get on the flight, um,
Come
join me in my
on.
stories.
Come on, branding. Come
And
on.
that's the other thing. Because I am in business development, I've done the fashion part. I've, you built businesses from empty walls to international brands and just really kind of saturated the market. I have the vision to help build brands too. So I was
Mm,
talking to a girlfriend, and I was just like, man, I feel like, the way in which we're able to do this, we should be able to offer this to other people. But that's other things, like maybe Boss Baby Flight hits, lands in another city, and then we could do some things. So I just think, not, the world is the whole point of all of this is the world is ours. The world is mine. Let me be very specific. The world is mine.
mm.
And I will utilize it as best as in my ability to do so.
I, I mean, you're preaching. You're preaching like it's real. And to your point, in the process of coming to New York and understanding my assignment clearer.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, he's still revealing
Mm-hmm.
things. But somebody asked me today, do you feel overwhelmed?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a grace for it because I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
wake up to it. I go to sleep to it. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I be like, I don't even know what I'm going to eat. I've got to put something in the oven because it's stopping me from doing. And
Mm-hmm.
it does just bleed out of me
Mm-hmm.
in such a natural and me way. I
So how do
don't
you
feel.
think you got there though?
I think that hear
Hearing.
like for sure. Like I've done several fast. That's my sweet spot.
I know you're
I'm,
fasting.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually getting ready to do one Sunday, a 14-day fast. But
Plug me in.
okay, say less. Say less.
Plug,
One for me, please.
plug me in. One for
Listen.
me, please.
So I now God can speak through the breeze for me. Like
Girl.
I hear it through the breeze now. Like because I'm like, okay, cool. Like he talks to me in my dreams. Like it's to the point where,
Ooh.
but it was because I seeked relationship and
Oh,
not
got you.
religion. It's the
Got you. No,
relationship
for
part.
sure.
It's the continual, what do you want from me? Who do you want me to be? And when he revealed the answer, I don't do what I want to do. I do what
Yeah.
he told me to do because why would you ask if you wasn't ready? And
You know
oftentimes
what?
I wasn't ready. But when
That's
I
the
do it, I'm
truth.
like, oh,
It
I
feels so easy.
wasn't.
It feels so easy. One thing you just said about dreams. I know we running over. You said 45 minutes, but
We
I gotta just say
we here now, girl. We here. We here.
we're here now. One thing you said about dreams. I have the gift of dreams. I'm learning that it is a gift.
It is a gift.
And I'm learning that not everyone has this gift. And so much so, there are persons in the Bible that were used for very important events with their dreams, right? I find so we go back to talking about clearing the way, listening to the voice. Anytime there is distraction, clutter, things that are not supposed to be, I don't dream.
That's
The moment
crazy.
that I clear the way, I
I
dream.
have chills.
And that's also a part of Boss Babe in Flight is yes, we got a lot of working baddies that are on, the plane going away. I'm talking to them. I'm also talking to the girl that is a boss babe that hasn't taken a flight. You need one too. But I'm also saying take the extra day. Like your company is paying for 5 days. Cool. Take the extra day. Take
Bleisure.
that one more day because I think that take a minute so that you can have an opportunity to digress, dream,
Be with
clear the way,
yourself.
be with yourself, understand, okay, actually give yourself the credit that you deserve from the week that you worked. Travel is taxing already, but giving yourself that moment to just take the day and really recount the goodness and do something for yourself, then get on the flight. I mean, the world is
Absolutely.
waiting. The world is
Absolutely.
waiting. But while you have that moment, take the extra day.
Absolutely.
Just encouraging, women to take that extra day. I know there's so many. I mean, they're on red carpets and all of the things, all of the things. But I think we're so quick to check in. Stay checked out. Take the extra day. Stay
Take the
checked.
extra day.
Take the extra day.
Take the extra day. You're worth it. I remind myself this often, babe. Nobody's waiting. Like nobody's like
And I get
you
it.
can.
I
You
get
can
the
wait. You
husbands
can
and
wait.
the kids and all of that, but 12 more hours,
And guess what you're
12
going to do? You're going to be so much more refreshed,
pouring in.
loving. You're going to be able to pour into them
Hmm.
because you poured into you. And it
Absolutely.
is literally the saying of you can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
It is literally the saying. The people around you are supposed to get the
Yep.
overflow, not the on E version of you. Because
Yep.
when you're on E, guess what? Stress is a silent
It
killer. And it
is.
happens. It shows up in ways that you can't even
Yep.
imagine. You thought you were dealing with it because you didn't break down and cry because it didn't take you down. But guess what? Now your heart is pounding. Now
Yeah.
you're having issues at the doctor. Now your blood, like all these things. So you're
It's
correct.
real. It's real. It's real. It's real. I've lived it. It's real.
It's
It's real.
so, and that is one of the things that traveling offers, right? Like
Yes.
the ability
To
to woosah,
relinquish.
woo-
Relinquish.
let it go,
Absolutely.
let it go. Leave it in that city, that state, that hotel room, wherever you came from. Leave it
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
So when you go back over here to the
Yeah.
life that you are actively in love with and that you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
you can show up better.
Yeah.
And when you show up better, everybody
Yeah.
wins.
Yep. Absolutely.
It,
Absolutely. This is all of the topics. I mean, I'll be taking notes, adding
I
to my
love
notes from
it. I
this.
love it. I love it.
And just really like, I've talked a lot about relinquishing. Even a part of my travel has helped me get out of survival mode. Like, you'll find yourself in survivor mode, and then you take a flight and you get somewhere and you're like, oh, okay, like, oh yeah, that shoulder is tight, or
Mm-hmm.
that, you
Mm-hmm.
start to kind of feel your body and
Mm-hmm.
feel yourself. All of that is important. And then,
Absolutely.
just taking the time, just
All
taking
the
the
time.
time.
And you see you differently because the stresses and the pressures that you have at home shows how you show up to other people who know nothing about you.
Mm,
So if you're
that's a good one.
snappy at people, if you're like short and it's probably because you need a
It's,
moment.
it's a good
And you
one.
deserve a moment. You
Hmm.
deserve a moment. You deserve
Absolutely.
it.
And a cup of water.
Hello, a cup of water, and then if you had a glass of champagne on the side,
Because
nobody's going to
most
be
of the time,
upset about
most
you.
of the time they upside, they're not drinking water.
Drink your water, girl, and
Your
sometimes
water.
mind your business. Drink your water and mind your business, the business that pays you. So it's
Absolutely.
real. I am eager to see what happens. And I know it's only going to be awesome things. You're going to learn so much about you. You're
I'm
going to
so
create
excited
this,
about that part.
yes,
So
going to
excited about that
create
part.
this community that
Yes.
absolutely is going to love you and cherish you the same way that everybody else who interact with you is, because it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Um, and it's going to do awesome things. You're going to change people's lives. You're going to have people find the courage to get up and catch flights and take the
Take
day
the, yeah.
and tell their story and
Yes.
do it authentically them. Like it's this,
Absolutely.
you're doing impact work, babe. And oftentimes when if
Mm.
I feel tired or if I feel like I'm having just like a bad day, I give myself space to have that day, cry, do whatever you need to do. But I want you to understand this was never even about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
waiting on you to show up.
Yeah.
People are waiting on you to show up, and that does not mean that you have to be on at all times. You have to show up in your best self because that's
Mm-hmm.
why I can do it, because I
Mm-hmm.
give myself the ability to show up as me.
Absolutely.
I hear a lot of people say they don't do content, and I was guilty of this too. They
Mm-hmm.
don't do content because they're private, and
Yeah.
I
That
also was
was me.
that was totally me. And then I
Mm-hmm.
realized I feel like I still very much have a private life. Like
Absolutely.
I feel like people don't really know nothing about me, but they know about me, but they don't know nothing about
Yeah.
me because I share what I feel. I show up. I give myself permission to be Samela.
Yeah.
But today's Samela might be a baseball
Yeah.
cap. Tomorrow's Samela might be done up.
Yeah.
The next day Samela might be like a video of a flight
Mm-hmm.
without my face on
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because I do that, there is no pressure. I'm not performing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not performing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no performance here. I'm
Yeah.
just participating and co-creating this life that I asked God for, and He gave me permission to access.
Yes.
And nobody
Come on.
can do it like you. So
Co-creating. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm inspired. You've really, I think this conversation has deepened my thoughts. And then, like, that's just the beautiful thing about writing is I can have an idea of what it is. Yeah, we have the groundwork, of what it structurally should be, but this also is adding to the well, if you
mhm,
will. Like,
mhm.
it's adding to it. So
Yes. And I
thank you so
love
much.
that you shared your coming out to us. We're
Of
so
course.
honored to do
Of
this. We're so honored to
course.
have you. So I ask the guests every time before they leave two
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
The first one is, are you a home sharing or are you a hotel girl?
I think that I'm probably a home sharing.
Oh, really? You surprised? I was not even. I was for sure
Like,
you were on the other side.
yeah, because hotels are great. And I think I transition to them, but my first go to is like more like a home sharing Airbnb or something like that. I
Mm.
like to be immersed in another space. Um, I I like to see the stories of that place. I like to see what cups they have. I want to see what that neighborhood is like. So I probably would go there. Hotels, I love, don't get me wrong, like I love a hotel situation. But I think, yeah, no, I would prefer the space. I've come across some really cool places just by doing home sharing. Like I stayed at an Airbnb in Dallas. And it was like off of an airport, but I didn't think anything of it. It was like whatever. It was like super late at night, got there. I went up in the Airbnb, got a good night's sleep, left out, came down the stairs, didn't realize that the wall next to me was glass. Looked in there. There's three like little helicopters right underneath where I was staying. So apparently this Airbnb was on top. I didn't know this. But I think like it's just things like that. It offers you a great surprise. I
Mm.
don't need my bed made. I don't necessarily need that. I really would love just a home touch. I am picky though.
I mean, clearly,
Um,
there's levels
yeah.
to this.
Yeah, it's
There's
levels
levels.
to it. But I am picky, but I think I would probably do that. The only time that I really do a hotel is if an Airbnb pricing is like crazy. And then I'm like, okay, I might as well do a hotel.
I
But
love
it's very rare.
this. That was such a pleasant surprise.
I'm
That is such
sorry.
a. Oh, I learned something new, girl. You really surprised me. I'm here for it. Okay, so fill in the blank.
Okay.
More people should travel because.
You'll find yourself when you get there.
Mm, mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree.
Every place you go, it's a different you.
It's a different you. And you're going to always be on a journey of finding you. So you really
Yeah.
love it.
You even if it's you for 2 days, even
Mm-hmm.
if it's you for a
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Just you should travel because there's a you waiting on you when you get there.
Oh, you should travel because there's a you waiting on you when you get there. That feels like something that needs to be a staple in
Well,
Boss
it's on
Baby's
the
life.
live, so I hope you
Listen,
save the live.
yes,
But
yes,
that's also what
that's
I'm
so
telling you about the
green.
hearing, the
That
clearing,
the hearing in the clearing, baby.
the hearing
That's a
and the
word.
clearing.
Girl, you got like 27 topics from this conversation, and
I
we're going
really
to make
do.
sure that you. This is really exciting, and I do believe that the timing of it, like, I
The
had no
timing
idea.
of
We
it
had not
is
even.
like absolutely amazing. I can't even tell you, Samela. It's the timing of it is not no gas. It's on purpose.
So on
He's
purpose.
like it's in the work. It's a part of his work, and like I'll yield. No, but
Right,
yeah, I think it's a part
literally.
of the work.
It
It's a part of the work.
is.
It's a part of the purpose. And we need more spaces where Black women validate other Black women's vision authentically. And I've felt very safe and valued in this conversation and sharing this with you. So I thank you for making space for me and many other people that'll come after me, whether they are women or not, but specifically another Black woman to a Black
Mhm,
woman.
mhm.
We don't have many places that we can share our dreams and and really reflect on, where we've come from, our journeys, where
Mhm.
we're going, our ideas are validated. So thank you so very much to the block, and thank you for having me.
I thank you for joining us. We are excited about everything that you're doing. We, as in the community, I'm uber excited about what you're doing. And if there's anything that I
Yes, I
can do
will.
personally,
I will.
let me know, and
I
I'm doing
will.
what I need to do to get what needs to be done.
I will. I will. I will. I
I'm
will.
so
I will.
proud of you.
Thank you so
You make
much.
everything that you do look easy. And,
Thank you.
I just be wanting to be like you, girl. I be like, oh, she got her hair like this. I think I could do my hair like that too. Let me try. Let me. So if you see me with
With
a
a
little
with
bun in
a
a scarf,
bandana, baby,
you
tie
know.
up. And
You,
so this one was too long. So like, let
but
me.
I love
It was too
it.
long. So you have to double tie so
Girl,
it could
it,
be a good
it
length.
gives
So
everything.
I literally did get out of the Uber and then checked in, and I was like, I'm gonna take a swim, just like get so that this is like that wet up here.
It gives everything. It says yes, please.
Yes.
That's what it said. Yes,
Okay.
please. It gives yes, please.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you did that in true fashion, true
Thank
form.
you.
And we will be sharing your story on all of our platforms:
Thanks.
YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And we are so happy to have you. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you. I'm
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
proud of
Thank
you.
you. Big hugs. I'll see you soon.
Bye, boo.
Bye.